Hello Aquarius, my name's Echo and thank you for joining me again for your August tarot reading. I have some new decks I want to bring out for you today. You've seen one or two of these before, but I do have some brand new ones I'm bringing to this reading. But we'll get to those as we go along. So without further ado, my dear Aquarius, let's go ahead and see where we are with the tarot. We have a lot going on astrologically, and I know that we have a new moon in Leo coming up on the 25th of July. So if that energy has impacted you in a very forceful way, I want you to go ahead and take a look at your chart and see what is going on in Leo for you, what planets are in that sign in your birth chart, and what is currently transpiring in the area. What house does that fall in? This will dictate what area of life you're in. So this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sun is going to be the energy that you are showing up as. Moon is going to be your emotional energy, how this impacts you emotionally. And your rising sign is always going to be the best to check overall because this is the most accurate. I am an Aquarius rising, and I can tell you that my Aquarius readings are typically more down to earth than my Sun and Moon, which is Virgo. We do also have a Mercury retrograde going on at this time, so please be sure to save any files, double check any communications you have with anybody, and always read the fine print when it comes to signing contracts, because during Mercury retrograde, this is when things can go awry. But this can also be a time where if you are bringing something into your practice that you want to repeat, go ahead and start that now, because things started during a retrograde are very likely to need to be repeated and readdressed later on. So I've chatted enough. Let's go ahead and throw some tarot for you, my dear Aquarius, starting off with the Unicorn Oracle deck. This is a very beautiful deck I've brought out before, but I want to bring this back out of the closet because Spirit told me to. Let's go ahead and see what it has for you. Wanted to give me two. So you start off with this card of magic. Make a wish. Believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. Such a beautiful card. You see what I mean? But it seems to me that you are starting off from a very magical place, and it may be that you're aspiring to listening to higher guidance at this time, like we were talking about using your rising sign rather than your sun or moon. And I'm just going to put that there. It does seem to me like there is an energy reaching out to you that you may sometimes sit when you're alone. When is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? You're the Aquarius, you're a forward thinker, and you're always looking to strive and make better and move on to new heights. So you do need to keep in mind that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. I don't know where that phrase popped in from. Thank you, Spirit. But magic is all around you, so it's okay to make wishes and hopes and dreams because they give us something to aspire to. And while you may not see your goals being reached on the daily, just know that magic is working behind the scenes for you. And you yourself are what fuels that energy. So be sure to keep a positive mindset when you're thinking about the things you're wanting to manifest as we move into August. And using my astrological oracle deck, I just like to pull this in. You have the card of Uranus. Uranus is going to be someone that's all about change and kind of uprooting things in order to do things in a new way. Not necessarily like a Pluto kind of energy where you're tearing things down to start over, but sort of changing the way you do it, a sweeping new energy. And we do have Uranus moving through Gemini at this time. So see where that is in your chart. I'm pretty sure that that playful, airy energy of Gemini is more than happy to work with Uranus to see what's going on in your life. Because if you're open to change, this is how you allow, magic takes the path of least resistance, okay? And if you're open to change, you're inviting Spirit to go ahead and make those changes in the places where it feels it needs to in order to help you move forward and go towards that which you truly desire. The new moon that we were talking about that came down on the 25th of July is one that you want to harness that energy and set intentions. It's not too late because you can set intentions at any time. It's just the strongest during the new moon. So if you have intentions that you want to work toward, this may require you to make some change at this time in order to get that which you truly wish to achieve. But let's go ahead and throw some tarot. And I have the holographic Rider-Waite deck. This is so pretty. Such a shiny deck, literally, and I'll show you in a minute. And just stay open to change. We're going to go ahead and use the Celtic Cross spread. And then I have another tarot deck to highlight because sometimes tarot likes to say, hey, I meant what I said, and I want to give it that chance, okay? I know my decks and my personal readings have been doing exactly that. But let's go ahead and throw some cards here and see what's going on with the tarot. What do you have for my Aquarius in the month of August? You start off with the Nine of Chalices, or Nine of Cups. See, isn't this pretty? These shiny cards are so cute. The Temperance is what's crossing you. Queen of Pentacles at your base. Knight of Wands is beside you. And I will explain all these positions in a minute, right? Because the Celtic cross, each position has a particular meaning if you've never seen my readings before or you've never done tarot. And each position has a particular meaning in the reading. But let's go ahead and continue. Crowning you is the Three of Cups reversed. And then your immediate outcome is the Emperor in reverse. Okay, so we're going to stop there and I'll do the rest of the Celtic cross reading. There is more after a little explanation going on here. So you start off with this card of the Nine of Cups in reverse. So the Nine of Cups indicates that you have more than enough emotionally and you're reaching for something else. You're totally satisfied, but you have room for at least one more cup. In reverse, this indicates that you may be undergoing quite a bit of emotion at this time, and it's not necessarily because you want to, but more or less because circumstances have put you in a place where you've been quite emotional lately, and you're just over it. You're tired of having to get emotional about situations, so you may be taking a more direct, methodical approach to situations that have been bothering you. And this may mean that we have to put the emotion aside when something really bothers us, Aquarius, okay? Because we are forward thinkers. Again, like I said, I'm an Aquarius rising. So you may be putting your emotions and how you feel about a situation up on a shelf, not because they're invalid or not because you feel they should not be honored, but because you realize that getting stuck in an emotional space for too long can be the thing that gets you hooked up from any kind of progress. So you're putting those on a shelf at this time because it's sometimes when you get too much in the feels, you realize where this can make you stuck. You're just, I'm hearing over it. You're over a situation as it has been playing out. What's crossing you is the Temperance card, and the crossing energy in the Celtic cross is how you are being impacted about a particular situation, not so much action that you yourself are taking. Crossing you, the Temperance card says you are trying to be patient with the situation as best you possibly can, but you're also open to the idea of change, right? Because we talked about Uranus being this planet of change. And if you're going to allow the magic to flow, you have to be open to change, right? Doing things in a different way than you have been in the past or that you have been allowing. I'm hearing allowing because the way they've been playing out has put you in an emotional state. So Temperance has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. And it's really all about dealing with the cups that are in front of this angelic figure. And you'll notice that there is the halo, which indicates an enlightened mind. You're tired of the way things have been, and you know things can be better. This is a very Aquarius mindset, to be honest. So you're looking to create change, and you're trying to remain patient with the situation as it is as long as you can. Now you're trying to do better. I'm hearing universe, do better. At your base, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is about knowing your worth. And pardon this, the cat got the best of me. I did have a little bit of a fight. The cat got out the other day, so beg your pardon for the scratches. We will be okay, I promise. The Queen of Pentacles is talking about there needs to be some sort of seeing your own worth, seeing your own energy and where you're at, and harnessing that in a very positive way for yourself at this time. It seems to me like you are in a space where you know what you're worth. You're quite capable of getting it in your mindset, but you just want the dividends to start coming back. At your base, you know you can do better, and Pentacles are all about things you can touch and see. So this may be that you're going for a new job, you're looking at new ways to approach how you handle your finances, your bills, and all of that, but there is a feeling like you know more is out there and you're just looking to reach out and take hold of that, okay? It's in your gut. You know it. It's a gut feeling. Next, you have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is all about moving forward and charging ahead. Tally-ho, I've said it before. He is all about going forward and taking the passion, because wands are passionate, fiery, creative energy, and implementing that in order to create the life that he is looking for. So while you're open to change, it's like you're not just going to sit back and watch things play out, okay? And this is where the reminder of patience may come in. When we cast any magic out there by putting our intentions, speaking our truth, setting anything into motion, there is a certain sort of certain sort of patience that we have to accept. You know, you've got one toe in the water, one toe out, because you do still have to tend to all the mundane day-to-day things while you're hoping and working towards this other thing. But that doesn't mean you have to sit complacent, Aquarius. And I feel like at this time you're not. You're eager to get going, so you're going to apply your passion towards the things that truly work for you. And you're going to implement whatever actions you need to take at this time. I'm hearing, what can I do now? What can I do now? Crowning you, you have the Three of Cups in reverse. The Three of Cups in reverse indicates that you're not seeing a lot of social support for what you're in. And I don't really feel like this is because anybody is like ostracizing you or making you the outsider, but you may feel that way because information on how you can progress is being kept from you, and you're kind of being left to your own devices to be that Knight of Wands and go forward and be the one who makes the change happen, who makes that change from Uranus and takes action on everything. But the Three of Cups in reverse indicates that someone may be withholding information from you that bothers you, and you know they're withholding it. Really because they are worried about how you're going to feel about a situation, and it's put you in a place where you don't feel socially accepted. But you need to keep in mind that sometimes you're not for everyone. Your tribe will find you if you put your energy out there. Just be wary of any energy vampires because the world does have them. Unfortunately, people, they say misery loves company, and I've been getting this message a lot during meditations lately. So if somebody does come to you only when they need something, only when they're miserable, and to offload on you and then whoosh, they're gone again, be wary of that situation. And with this Three of Cups crowning you, I feel like your higher mind is very aware of it. And this is why you're ready to cast off emotion, because somebody or something is not investing in you in the way you would like, and you're just tired of dumping out your cups for other people and doing things and expecting everyone else to just accept it, okay? You're not really playing by everyone else's rules at this time. And if you harness all this energy to take care of things the way you want, the next position in the Celtic cross, the immediate outcome is the Emperor in reverse. Now, the Emperor is all about that which is right, great power, great responsibility. And I feel like you're shedding whatever responsibilities have been holding you back, and you're not taking responsibility for other people's, I'm hearing karmic journeys. As a spiritual leader, and as an influencer in the space around you, maybe your whole community, maybe friendship circles, here I am reading tarot and sharing with all of you outside of my videos in my metaphysical shop. Sometimes you need to recognize that spiritual journeys are for everybody else to take. You are but a stop on their spiritual journey. So the immediate outcome in this reading says that you're willing to recognize where you are going to strive for the things that matter to you in a very patient, methodical way, while offloading the emotion and the stuff and how other people feel, because it's starting to impact your practice. It's starting to really get on your nerves, and I feel like you're putting your foot down and saying, no, not anymore. I am not responsible. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. So let's go ahead and continue this reading. Oh, no, we're not going to take that. And continue this reading, my dear Aquarius, to see what else is coming through in this Celtic cross. You have the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Two of Pentacles reversed, and the Six of Swords reversed. Okay, so yeah, this is a lot of the same play that we have going through, all right? So this position in the Celtic cross is all about the energy that you are bringing to this reading, where you're at, as if enough of this wasn't explained over here, right? But we'll go with it. The Two of Swords says you're ready to get up from where it is you've been stuck. Any thoughts or beliefs that have been holding you where you're at. And it's almost like you're having an awakening of some sort, Aquarius, in the month of August. You're seeing that while you're there to help people, some people just want to take advantage of you and use your energy and your space to sort of lick their wounds. And then, like I said, whoosh, they're gone again. I'm hearing Gone with the Wind. Scarlett O'Hara type situation. And if you've never seen the movie or read the book, then you likely don't know what I'm talking about. But Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind is a very, she's sort of a sassy, cater to me, things need to be the way I want them to be kind of energy. And when they're not, she kind of throws a bit of a tantrum. And at one point, the male counterpart character says to her, Scarlett, quite frankly, I don't give a damn. Something to that effect when she asks, like, what about me? So I'm kind of feeling that's where you're at. I'm going to get up from this space, my beliefs and my thoughts, and I don't give a damn, all right? And it's not that you don't care, okay? Don't get me wrong, Aquarius, but you're tired of bearing weight that isn't yours to bear. You're tired of feeling emotions that are not yours, and you may have even discovered that you are an empath. If there are certain environments you step into where, I mean, you don't even talk to anybody, okay? And you might get this in a lot of public places like the grocery store, okay? If you step into a space or an environment and you're not even interacting with people, but you may not even hear conversations because you're kind of on your own grocery list. I got to get this, I got to get this. And you step out of there in a mood, in a space that you have absolutely no reason to feel that way. Like you haven't interacted with anybody but maybe the cashier. And you're just like, ew, I have to get out of here. I've stepped into whole cities that are that way, whole towns. And I feel it before I ever leave the car. The minute we pull into the boundaries, and it's the weirdest thing. I've never considered myself an empath, but I'm starting to believe this may be the case. I'm not so much on the label of an empath because people do tend to use and abuse it, whereas they don't realize what it is to be a true empath. They're just kind of unable to handle their emotions. But the Nine of Swords says that there is a situation that keeps you up at night. And in the Celtic Cross, this is what Spirit is bringing to the reading. You need to contemplate what does bother you, what does truly matter, what does keep you up at night, my dear Aquarius. Because as we move into August, there are a lot of favorable energies in your chart astrologically. But when the month first begins, you are going to be dealing with a lot. And this is going to be in areas like your love life, your contractual agreements with other people. This could be in your personal or professional spectrum, in the workplace, in your creative endeavors. There is a lot going on in all areas of life for you. So sometimes if it does feel a lot, remember you have this Two of Swords. You can get up from this energy and say, no, I'm not accepting this. But don't let it keep you up at night. Be sure you're getting good rest and chase away. And I don't know if you can see it. There's this sort of imp in the background, like a demon figure who is bothering this person trying to get rest. And you need to keep in mind what those demons are. Don't give them power to hang over you and stress you out and keep you up at night. Be sure to get good rest. And then you could, like when you wake up, I'm hearing it will be there when you would get up. Okay. Like if you take time off of work, your work will still be there when you get back. It's very rare that in any jobs I've ever worked, I'm gone and someone does my work for me. Okay. I'm sure I'm going to walk back into a lot of the same stuff I left when I left sick. So just know that whatever's stressing you out, you can let it go. Get good rest, and then come back fresh in the morning. And you may find that the solution is right there waiting for you. Next, in the position of hopes and fears in this Celtic Cross reading, you have the Two of Pentacles. So you may be readdressing whatever your financial situation is in August because it's felt out of balance for maybe weeks, maybe even months. I know that my job situation has changed several times, and this is mostly because I would get a position in an environment that I've been working in for so many years, and now I just don't resonate with it anymore. I've outgrown it. I go in and this feeling of dread overcomes me almost immediately, so I've decided to stay away from that arena and go work in a new area into the things that more resonate with me, where I can be at peace and I can function without feeling that go, 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 kind of hassled mentality. But the Two of Pentacles being addressed means you are addressing any debt if you were doing some spending in these past few months, or as far back as like 9-10 months. Astrologically, that energy is returning. So you are addressing whatever those debts are, wherever you may have overspent, and how you're going to handle your finances in a way of moving forward. In a position of hopes and fears, this says that you're hopeful you can do this in a way that will change the outcome, so you don't have to keep, I'm hearing, repeating this cycle, because there is sort of an infinite energy that this guy is juggling in front of him. But you're fearful that you may not be able to do that. But Aquarius, you are the forward thinker, and if you remain open to magic, you remain open to Uranus and its change, get rid of any situations or people or emotions that have been holding you back. That alone is a very, very big move, because sometimes we will overspend in order to use money to kind of, well, I just need that serotonin boost, right? I need to do just a little bit of shopping therapy to buy the thing that's going to bring me peace. Or maybe buy gifts for other people in order to be more favored in social circles. But I hear that you're impacting this, and you are addressing things in a way that does maintain a sort of positive momentum and a positive change. The long-term outcome of this reading is the Six of Swords in reverse. So Six of Swords is all about wanting to move on to calmer waters. And again, swords is that air energy, thoughts, intellect, the way we communicate. So you are going forward, finding that long-term, the way you communicate and you interact with others, what you're really about when you stand in your truth and when you speak your truth is not going to resonate with everyone. In fact, you may find that the people who relied on you are going to be very conflicted with what you're doing. Oh, why aren't you doing this project anymore? We totally loved when that happened. Why aren't you doing that? Why don't you have this anymore? When you go to, bring things to the practice and bring things to people, why aren't you offering this? It might just be in like an office space. How come you don't do this anymore? You should be more like this. You should be more like that person. And you know what? The people who come at you like that, often it's because they're unable to make peace with their own problems, let alone care about yours. And they're bummed out because now you've taken away a safety net or a crutch that keeps them from true growth. By adhering to your own, you're looking after yourself, you're looking after your future so that you can look after other people and make it sustainable. Like I almost feel there should be a Lover's card or a Two of Cups somewhere here. But the long-term energy, what you're doing to move on, to maintain your own peace or recapture this peace is going to be conflicting to other people, but you need to know that you're living your life and not somebody else's. So let's go ahead and clarify with another tarot card that I am bringing out. And this is, I have to remember the title of this deck. One moment, let me get the box because this is a beautiful deck. And I do want to credit this. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pronounce this wrong. But this is the Tarot de la Nuit or de la Nuit, okay? So that sounds French. But the artwork in here is absolutely gorgeous. And even the back of the cards are pretty. But let's do some clarification on this. So I'm being pulled towards particular things in this reading, and I do channel as I read, so Spirit can be giving me messages on where the attention needs to go, what part of the focus can do the most good, but I'm going to go ahead and follow this. Spirit, where would you like to drop this for my Aquarius? On the Uranus? Okay, on the Uranus, this card of change we have up here. Oh, and that just popped out. Ace of Cups. See, and isn't the artwork in this beautiful? If I can hold on to it. Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is all about you're achieving something that does feel emotionally rewarding. You're not just offering this cup to yourself would be the Two of Cups. This is really more about Ace of Cups is getting in your feels in a way that is positive, addressing how you handle emotions so you can sort of achieve this victory. Okay, you can sort of achieve this feeling of I'm on top of things, I am in my element, and I find my own joy and my own bliss, because the woman in this card is a very blissful energy. And even when things get tough, I will be okay. Hearing you will be okay. All right. So let's go ahead and continue this reading. Where else do we see this? I'm going to go for that Three of Cups. Okay, this Three of Chalice, which is we said earlier was all about an emotional energy, your social circle that's not working for you. Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is the card of choice. You are looking at the choices that you're making in the month of August. What does truly bring you joy? What choices can benefit you? And what is a waste of your time? What social situations or emotional situations are taking from you? And what does deserve to have you put into that energy, okay? So I do love this reading for you. Thank you so much for joining me, Aquarius. I'm wishing you a very happy August. Just stay with it, stay patient, and know that you are the creator of your own life's journey, just like everybody else must be in charge of their own life's journey. My name is Echo. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.